If I said note-taking app, most people would think about Notion straight away. That's how popular it is. And for this video, I've explored how good Notion is for effortless note-taking and will highlight 7 key benefits that Notion is really going for. It's really good at that, but also 2 small drawbacks that I will mention. And at the end, I will give the final, honest conclusion about how Notion is. Notion is both beginner-friendly and super advanced. If you're just there to create and write, Notion is excellent for this. It's very easy to create new notes and sub-notes, sub-pages as they call them, also turn them into notes and pages. It's very good at that. In terms of formatting, it uses a visible version of Markdown. So in other words, it's very easy to format, which is good, like bolding and highlighting, you name it. Headlines too, excellent at that. Other than that, Notion is made of blocks and you can move around them quite freely. Contrary to Rome, you can select multiple blocks in the mobile app too and move them around, so it is usable. That's the first thing. You can also link your notes and see the backlinks, and favorites is very easy and especially useful if you have one particular note that you will go back to again and again, as Notion will be key to that. And although the search feature is a little bit slow, it was perfectly fine because after all it's more about organizing different notes in various places. So that's what Notion is going for. So in other words, you don't really search a lot here, as I'll come back to later. Like Evernote, Notion has a web clipper which is very easy to set up. Whenever you browse your computer and found something interesting, you can immediately save this article as a new page inside, and it does not need to be articles, it could be any website really. And even on the phone you can still save whatever you find in Notion, so you can build your personal library that way. So Notion, very easy to import where we are. And now we're getting into the advanced stuff. Notion clearly shines. In Notion you can via / command create databases to keep track of certain notes. There are multiple views, from tables to Kanban boards, and you can filter and sort them in many different ways. You can also create linked databases, in which you can have the same database but with different views across the pages. So imagine that there's one source and all these other linked databases are all coming back to the source, but they are looking at it in a different way, so you don't have to filter and sort all the time. In terms of tracking progress and getting a high-level overview, databases are very useful. I personally use a Kanban board to keep track of these videos, moving them to different statuses as they move along the production line. And you might first think, and I certainly thought that too, that it's too complex. But this allows you to safely forget about the statuses of each project, and if you have probably like 30 to 100 of these, then it's really essential to have this kind of offload mechanism, because to be your most effective self, forgetting and being present is absolutely essential. You don't want to even think about the projects you're currently working on, and these Kanban boards or other kinds of views perfectly allows that, so that's very cool. So if you're looking for these views, Notion is the way to go, period. Notion is very famous for its template capabilities, and you can even make a living selling templates. It's a bit more complicated to create one compared to apps like mem.ai, but if you click to blank page, there are options to create the template out of it. You can also create template blocks that when you spits out the information you input in. So imagine if you have some kind of checklist or something other repetitive in which you need to check off things really quick or need to input the same information. This is very useful. Okay, now we're getting into the real juicy stuff, which I feel many people, me included certainly, have missed. You see, I used to have a blog back in the day, which I paid roughly $120 per year just to maintain my domain and WordPress and theme and blog, whatever. But with Notion, you can turn any note, any page, to a website page which everyone can view for free. Think how cool is that? With custom domain and everything included. I mean, it's so amazing that you can just go to your note-taking app, simply write down your thoughts and turn them into some nice looking article and just click share, and then it's all for free, like on the web. Perfectly frictionless in my opinion. And you also don't need to code, just create information, links to one page and click upload. So if you ever thought about creating your own like homepage and about me and stuff like that, then you could just do that. Create that in Notion and just share it. I mean, it's very cool for that. So there is actually no need for advanced website builder anymore if you're just starting out, because you can customize these Notion pages quite a a lot. Notion has also a very well-functioning API that lets you do all kinds of stuff, from automation services like Zapier to custom coding if you can do that. In other words, and that's something Notion also call themselves, they are more than just a note-taking tool. With these automation features, you can do whatever you want. Last but definitely not least, it's free. For 99% of activities that you want to do, it's absolutely free. And compared to other apps like for instance Evernote, Roam and Obsidian, your wallet is untouched and you can access it from multiple devices. The major limitation with a free plan is it only allows up to 5 collaborators. So if you're a team, you might want to upgrade to a measly $4 per month per each person. But in my opinion, if you have a team, you definitely have the means to pay that. And when it comes to team features, Notion is understandably very big on that. So these were the 7 major benefits that Notion has to offer. Now let's go over the 2 drawbacks. Compared to most other apps, the interface as a whole is not really conducive to create many notes. All you technically can, they all end up here, which can look a little bit messy as you get into more like hundreds or thousands of them. And of course you can create many inside databases and within pages and within dashboards, but now it's not as effortless as just pushing a button, as you can do that too. The other drawback I found too is that when you create new notes or edit ones, there's no way to get the latest viewed ones back to the top, so there's no timeline, so to speak. Especially when you want to create many notes, you have to scroll down a lot. There is a journal feature though, in which you can create pages for the day, so if you're like me and really appreciate daily notes, then this is a good workaround for it. But this might come as a plot twist, but I don't think that these drawbacks are bad at all. Why do I think that? Quite simply, Notion is not supposed to be the app where you create endless of notes, or you can do that too. It's primarily for things like dashboards, databases, pages within pages, groups, categories of notes that might be there at all times but easily updatable. You know, I view Notion as a ginormous sidebar. There are projects and metrics I update frequently, but I do not add more notes than necessary and only for these relevant areas or projects of my life. And Notion is extremely good at that. Plus many more awesome features that we not check out there, such as task managers and formulas. I highly recommend that you check out Thomas Frank's YouTube channel, where he dives deep into Notion. He's a true expert here. So together with the benefits just mentioned, I strongly believe Notion is the best note-taking app that ever exists out there. Everything you need for free. But you want to couple Notion with another note-taking app. Something that allows for fast note creation and timeline, whether it's Roam or Obsidian and mem.ai as I do. And if you want to learn more about mem.ai specifically, you can check out this video right here.